Do you want a steady stream of your perfect people joining your Facebook group each and every week? Well, of course you do. And that's what we're talking about today. Here are 4 ways that you can grow your group without paying a thing. We'll talk about that, but no cost. Are you ready? Okay, so how many people would be steady stream? So I asked, would you like a steady stream of people coming in? How many people are we talking about? I think I did a post earlier this week saying, what's the number? How many people would you like to have joining your group each week? Drop some comments. Let me know what those numbers are. But what was interesting to me is a number of you asked a question back and you said, well, what's a realistic number? Like, how do I figure out how many people I want to be joining my group on a regular basis? And I think it depends on a number of things. I think some of you, we had a conversation. Of course, I still can't comment. So we had conversations in the DM because I'm in Facebook jail right now. And you said, I have a goal. Should I just take the goal divided by the number of weeks left in the year? Yeah, that's a great strategy, right? So if you want to have 100 new people in your group by the end of the year, take that divided by how many weeks are left, and then you set some goals that way. But what's a realistic number? And here's what it comes down to. We're going to talk about everything I'm going to share with you today is all free. It's not going to cost you anything except your time. So the answer to that question is, how much time are you wanting to put in to all of the strategies that I'm going to be sharing to get to that number? Okay. So the goal today is to give you those strategies, if you will, because no matter what the number is, whether you want 5 people a week, 2 people a week, 10 people a week, 20 people a week, you got to have a plan. You got to have some sort of strategy. So that's what you're going to learn today is 4 different strategies. And I got a little bit of a bonus one, 4 different strategies that you can use to get those people joining your group, your perfect people, on a regular basis. I know we got a lot of new people in this Facebook group. I'm so excited that you are here. Many of you are here for the Go Live Challenge, which we're going to do here starting on the 23rd. But if you are new to me, hi, I'm Jamie Hain. And I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, I'm doing the Go Live Challenge, which is about video, and you're talking about Facebook group. What gives? There is a connection. Because a year ago, my Facebook group, the one that all of you are in, was dead, completely dead. There was very little comments, very little engagement, and I was able to completely turn it around. And I will tell you, one of the strategies for turning it around, live video, showing up consistently like I'm doing right now with all of you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, go back to answer the question about how many people is realistic. Okay, just to give you some my experience, what I see. Okay. When I am going all out and I am promoting something like my challenge, I had 24 new people join my group this week, but I'm all in promoting that challenge, doing some of the things that we're going to talk about here today. That's also what landed me in Facebook jail. So has it ever been higher than that? Yes, but then it's exhausting to do all of these things. So you've got to kind of balance how much time and energy do you want to put in and how much do you get? If I'm not promoting my challenge and I'm just talking about my Facebook group, or I'm maybe slacking a little bit on promoting my group, then I might only have 2 or 3 people join my group. So it kind of is all over the place, but it all is dependent. I know this to be true. It's dependent on how much time and energy and effort I am putting into it. That's the truth. Okay, so let me check comments before we get into the strategies because I see there are some there. Okay, Robin says, always need new people. Tammy wants new people. 10 new people a week. Those are good goals, okay? Very good goals. All right, let's get into it. The first thing that you can do is, number 1 here, is invite friends into your group. Now, I don't mean friends like your best friend from high school, or if you have kids and the kids play sports and you have sports moms. I'm not talking about those friends. I'm talking about building a friend list on your personal profile of people who are your perfect people and inviting them into your group. Okay. Now that's a whole separate strategy. We have a whole separate training on how do you use your personal profile for business. If you want it, just drop a comment that says, I want the personal profile training, and I will send it to you. when I can comment again. I can DM, so I can DM you. Okay. Here's the thing with inviting people from your friend list. If you just go willy-nilly, my mom used to say that all the time, willy-nilly, and you just start inviting all sorts of people, it's not going to be effective for you. Why would I say that? Why would that not be effective? Why? I want more people in my group. I've got, 2,000 people on my friends list. I'm not just going to invite them. Why would that not work? Why would that not be an effective strategy? Anybody have any guesses? I'm going to take a drink of water while you're thinking. Sherry says she's ready to invite and enroll. Why would it not be a good strategy to just willy-nilly invite everybody on your friends list? This delay always kills me. All right, I'll give you a sneak peek here. Okay. Robin says they might not be your ideal people. Very true. Yes. Sherry says boom your stats out. Yes. Again, may not be your perfect people. Yes. Bomb. I knew what she meant. See, I have this unique talent. I can read typos and I know what you meant. Okay. But I did say boom, didn't I? All right. Here's what I want you to understand. When you invite people from your personal profile into your group, they get in for free for 28 days. It's called a preview and it's automatic. There's nothing you can do about it. Facebook assumes that you know the person you're inviting in. And so it gives them 28 days to preview. Now, when they're previewing, they can't post and they can't comment, kind of like me right now, but they can watch. Okay. So how do you feel about that? You want to invite 100 people in and just give them free reign for 28 days? I don't know. The other thing that it does is it totally jacks up your stats. That's what Sherry's talking about. So they are kind of in your group, but kind of not in your group because they're in this pending status. So if you're somebody who's regularly looking at how many people do I have in my group and who's active, and it messes with that because they're technically in your group, but they can't participate, and it so just throws everything off. Okay. The other thing that it does is they aren't expecting your invite. They don't know. Half of them probably don't even know who you are if you just blindly invite people. And so you've given them 28 days in your group, but they don't even know about it. They might miss that notification. So they're definitely not going to answer your questions because they don't even know what is this? And it's going to throw off number of active. It's going to throw off your engagement. It can be just a hot mess. And then what happens is you might accept them in because you're like, I'm just going to accept all these people in. Well, now you're growing just to grow a number. There are lots of groups out there that have thousands of members and nobody's active. I don't want that to happen for you because a large group of people, but nobody being active is no fun. It's not going to get you anything, right? I recently saw somebody did a reel and they were I know who it was. It was Jana Nixa. She was talking about a client of hers had a reel go viral. So thousands of people saw it, right? She's got hundreds of thousands of followers and she's having to quit her business because there's no revenue coming in. Okay. So a follower that doesn't activate, that doesn't engage, does not help you, right? You hear people talk all the time about vanity metrics. If you're just inviting people and adding them into your group, it's just vanity metrics. Yes, your number may grow, but if they're not engaging and they're not doing anything, is it really helping you in your business? So just be careful there. So what do you do instead? When somebody engages on one of your posts on your personal profile or on your business page, and they comment and they like something or they ask a question and you start a dialogue, you've heard me talk about this a number of times. Social media, video included, is the start of a conversation. That's Jasmine Starr who says that. It's the start. Okay. So start a conversation with somebody who comments on your post and then ask them, would you like to come into my group? That way they say, oh yeah, I would like your group. Now they're waiting for the invite. They're expecting the invite. And I promise you the whole process just goes a whole lot easier. Okay. Now, the other thing you can do is invite them to something specific in your group. It doesn't have to be just a general invite to just come into my group, but invite them to a training that you're doing. That even makes it a little bit even more compelling. All right. Let me check comments before we go on to number 2. Okay. Somebody wants the personal profile training. All right, I'll send you the link as soon as we're done here. Tammy says, if they're not your perfect people and you mess up the algorithm, you stop getting your, yes, exactly right. You start sending, you're always training the algorithm, whether you think about it or not. And if you start training it the wrong way, you end up with a hot mess. Tammy's exactly right. Okay, so Sherry says, Have them interact. Yes. So if you want, send them a direct DM to invite. Sure. Yes. And I think what you're asking here is if you don't want to give them the preview, don't invite them through the invite button. Instead, do what Sherry says, where you give them the link to join your group. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what else here. That was number 1. You ready for number 2? Ask your existing members to invite their friends. Okay. Imagine that you have people in your community who are commenting on your posts, they're engaging, they're your perfect people. They might know other perfect people. And if they know other perfect people, have them invite them. So how do you do that? Once a month, do a post in your group that says, who do you know that should be part of our community? Once a month, do an email that says, hey, invite your friends to join us. If you're having dialogue and conversations with your perfect people inside your group and they're getting value, they're going to want to tell everybody about it. If they're getting results and they're learning inside your group, trust me, they want to tell their friends. They just might not think about it. So you just have to remind them. Okay. Remember that. Sometimes all you got to do is ask them and they'll do it. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, Facebook can actually be a search engine. So if you're trying to find a group, you can go to Facebook and you can search for groups that are of a certain type or a certain way or may do certain things. And you're going to get a whole list of them. So when people are out there trying to find a group to belong to, they're going to go and search. You want to come up in that search list. Yes? Okay. So how do you do that? You either name your group. And I know some of you are like, I'm not changing my Facebook group name. I love my Facebook group name. Okay. But if it's not something that somebody would search for, then this one, number 3, might not be as effective for you. But here's what you can do. You can change your about section about your group and just make sure keywords are in that text that would be SEO compliant, that people would actually search for. And then it can still work. It can still help. Okay. So if you want to know, go and search yourself, go into Facebook, go into search for groups about a certain topic. You pick whatever of interest to you. Try to do something that's not work related. Search for groups on knitting or on car racing or whatever it is that you're interested in and see what comes up just by putting in that search field. Chances are the first few that come up are going to have keywords in their title or in their about section. So if you want to show up in that search feed for your perfect people, then those are changes that you might want to make. Okay. Okay. Now I want to do you a little bonus here, because it's kind of related in this space. I cannot tell you how many times I see this happen. Well, let me give you an example. I'm gonna use the wonderful Stephanie Thompson, who is in this group. She's a client. We've worked together one-on-one. She's done programs with me. She's awesome. If you don't know her, get to know her. But she recently changed her Facebook group name. And I wanted to go into her group and I couldn't remember what the name of the group is. I couldn't remember what it was. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to find her group? So I went to her profile. I went to her personal profile on Facebook and gold stars for Stephanie. Her link was right there. And I was like, oh, bless. So I could click on the link. I got right into where I wanted to be. Okay. A lot of you do not have your group linked in your personal profile. So if it can happen to me trying to find Stephanie's group, it can happen to your people as well. They might remember you, but then they're like, oh my gosh, what was the name of her group? You want to make sure that that's listed right there in your URLs along with your website and everything else. Make sure your group is right there so people can find you. Make it easy for people to find you. Okay. That was number 1, number 2, number 3, and a little bitty bonus. Let me check and see if we have any questions before we get on to number 4, because number 4 is my favorite, for sure. Okay, a couple more people want the personal training stuff. All right, awesome. Okay. Everybody's digging this. All right, no questions, all positive stuff. I love it. And by the way, for those of you that are commenting, I still can't comment, so I'm really sorry. I have been put in Facebook jail. And it's supposed to only be for 24 hours. So I'm hoping by this afternoon, I will be back and able to comment on your stuff. So I know a number of you have posted stuff and have asked questions inside the group and I can't respond. I'm so sorry. It's so frustrating. So if you need something, message me right now. I don't mind at all. I love Messenger. Okay. Let's get to number 4. My favorite. Promote your group in other groups. Promote your group in other groups. Okay. What do I mean by that? Find groups where you might share a common client, but it's not a competitor, okay? You don't want to go into your competitors' groups and poach all their people. That is a big no-no. But if you go into groups that you have a common customer base, then this strategy works for you. This is how I get so many of my members when I'm promoting a challenge. And just to give you some numbers, I think I promoted, I'm going to use last time because this time, we're not done yet, so I don't have ending data. So last July, when I did the Go Live Challenge, we ended up with 108 people in the Go Live Challenge. 89 of them, I think that's the right number. Is that the right number? Somewhere in there, were brand new to me. 89 people joined my Facebook group within 3 weeks before that challenge that were brand new to me. The rest of them were already in my group and either taking it for the first time or taking it for a second time. And all 89 of those people came from this strategy right here. So in a matter of 3 weeks, I had 89 people join my group, okay? So where are you finding them? How do you find groups that you can promote in? Where are your people hanging out? Again, look for places where it's not a competitor, right? So for example, I have a really good pal, Janie. I don't know if Janie's watching, but hi, Janie. Janie and I do the same thing. We have it is a different base. She targets a different customer than I do, right? But it would just not be cool for me to go into her group and poach all her people. Like, that's just not cool, right? But I can go into other groups where my people are also hanging out. So are they entrepreneurs? Are they coaches? Are they dog moms? Anybody that you might have something in common with that could also be interested in what you do. Find those groups, okay? Then what you're looking for is groups that allow you to promote inside of posts. I'm not talking about paying for that access because that exists as well. Don't even get me started on that. We go down a whole trail on that. I'm talking about color block posts that say promote your business here, drop your links here. Hopefully you've seen them and you know what I'm talking about. And then you are going to just promote whatever it is that you've got going on. It is absolutely a numbers game. That's what I talked about from the very beginning is that, okay, I see there's some questions about what's happening for those that are late. I'm going to recap here in a second. So just hang on and I'll recap. Okay. Okay. So you're looking for opportunities where you can promote your stuff because the owner, the admin of that group is allowing for those promotions. Now, if anybody's out there and they're like, I don't know, it just feels so wrong. It's not wrong. They're wanting that activity engagement. They've decided that inside of their group, they're going to allow for those kinds of posts. So take advantage of it. They win, you win. Okay. But it is absolutely a numbers game for sure. You may be commenting to get one person. That's why I said it's free, but there is an investment of your time. Okay. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this number 4, but I want to back up for those that have joined and as a really good review for you guys. Okay. So we're talking about free ways that you can grow your Facebook group without paying for it. Free. Okay. Number one was invite people into your group. What did we learn about that one? You guys help me out with the review here. What was the caution on inviting friends into your group? What do you have to be careful of? Somebody help out. Let's do a little bit of review. That's number 1. Number 2 is ask your existing people to invite their friends and family and colleagues and clients and whatever else. If they're getting value out of what you're doing in your group, trust me, they're going to want to invite their friends. But the key is you got to give them value. Okay. Number 3, make sure that you have keywords either in the name of your group or in your about section because people are searching for groups to join and it will trigger off of those pieces. Okay. So back to number 1, Sherry says, find your ideal client to invite. Yes. Right. You don't want to just blindly invite 3,000 people. It's not going to work. You want to be targeted. Are they your right person? Because they're maybe interested in what you're doing. Make sure that you invite them and ask them if they want to invite or invite them to something specific like, hey, I'm doing a training on Tuesday. You might like it. Do you want me to invite you? Okay. All right, we covered a lot more. For those of you that joined us a little bit late, we covered a lot more in those. I would tell you to go back and rewatch from the beginning to get all of the details, but you should be relatively caught up by this point. Okay, and then the fourth one is promote your group in other groups. Look for those color block posts that you can drop the link to your group in. And here's the thing. You know, I talked about it being kind of a numbers game. Be careful here. It's funny that I'm talking about this while I am in Facebook jail. So let's just cut to it. Why is Jamie in Facebook jail right now? Jamie's in Facebook jail because she broke the rules that she always tells people to follow. Oops. So when you are promoting, what you're going to want to do is not copy paste 15, 20, 30 minutes in a row. When you do that, Facebook goes spam alert and you're going to get blocked. Now, I'm grateful. I just got put in kind of timeout. I can't comment. Supposedly it's only supposed to go for 24 hours. We shall see. I have been in Facebook jail before. Sometimes it's a couple of days. It just depends on how extreme it is. So what you want to do is not act like a robot, not act like a spam machine. Okay. So as you are commenting on these other groups that are allowing for these promotions, comment on 2 or 3, then comment on other stuff. Comment on 2 or 3, mix it up. You don't want to be just copy paste. It'll land you in jail. I know this to be the case. I know for sure. Okay, let me see if there are any comments or questions. Oh, good. Thank you for recapping for me, Sherry. All right. Where are we at on time? Okay, this is what I want to say. I've got some homework for you, but I want to share something with you as well. My hope is that have found this valuable and you've gotten some really cool ideas from this live. If you need help applying these things, and in particular, the promoting in other groups, I'm doing a workshop at the end of the month. I'm doing it on Halloween because, I mean, how fun will that be? So on October 31st, from 1 until 2:30 Central, I'm doing a workshop on how to grow your group for free. The workshop itself is $97, or you can make 3 payments if you want to make payment plans. And I also, by the way, have a one-on-one option. So if you don't want to do a group workshop and you want to work with me one-on-one on growing your Facebook group, there's an option for that as well. The whole point is we're going to spend 90 minutes hands-on. I'm going to actually help you figure out what is it that you're posting inside of those color block posts to kind of tilt it into your favor. It's really what I have found. It's about standing out, because if you ever look at one of those groups, let me actually show you one so you guys know what I'm talking about. Hang on here. Let's do a screen share. Facebook. Okay. If I go to Facebook, let's see if I can find one relatively quickly without searching. It's always going to be slow here. Boop, boop, a doop. Okay, that is a color block post, cat or dog person. See how it's just a color block with a single question in there? But you will find them inside of groups that will say, here's one, promote your business, products and services people are buying here every day, right? Look at this, 69 comments. 69 people have commented on this post inside of Whitney's, the female entrepreneur community, right? So you're going to want to comment in here as well. Now, let me just show you this. Look at all of these comments. I'm just scrolling relatively slow, okay? Which ones stand out? Lot of text, right? The ones with pictures definitely help. That one has some color, so that's really nice. But you see how small all of these are? That one really stands out because it's big, right? So what you're trying to do here is it is absolutely a numbers game for sure. You keep commenting, you keep sharing, but it's also about how do you make sure that you stand out with what you are posting, okay? And so for those of you that have been with me for a while and are about to do the Go Live Challenge, you've learned hook, story, call to action. That's what we're going to apply inside of you promoting in those spaces. I'm going to help you do that. That's what the workshop is all about. So a number of folks have joined my group program, which is all about how do you ignite and grow your Facebook group. And there's lots of stuff in there. But what a number of you reached out and told me is that Jamie, I want to learn all of this, but I can't afford a group program. So what I'm trying to do with these smaller workshops is give you a section, a chunk from that program in a price point that is more reasonable. So that's my objective. I will keep doing these over the course, well, probably forever. I don't know that it'll be once a month, but maybe every couple of months, where you can join me for just a smaller chunk at a more affordable price point. So that's my objective. Okay. So the link to sign up for that workshop is above. To encourage some early signups, I've got a coupon for you. So if you use coupon early, like early bird or wake up early, or the early bird gets the worm, early 20, you get 20% off that workshop, or the payment plans, or the one-on-one privates, whatever you want to do, you get 20% off. That's only through this weekend. So if you think you want to join me on Halloween and have me help you with this, come join us. It'll be fun. Costumes are optional. Okay, what questions do you have about the 4 things that you've learned today? Look at Sherry going. You're just awesome. It's like having a what is it? A transcriber on in comments. I love it. I know I saw Patty was on too. Patty's always good at doing this for us too. Okay. What questions do you have about 1, 2, 3, or 4? Number 3 was make sure you've got your keywords. Sherry's asking. she recapped 1, 2, and 4, but she skipped 3. Okay, 3. Let's do a quick review. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1, invite friends. Invite friends into your Facebook group. Be careful with this. Don't go willy-nilly. Make sure they're your perfect people, and make sure they know you're inviting them. Trust me. Okay. Number 2, ask your existing members to invite their friends. You can do that in a number of different ways. Once a month, do a post and say, who else should come join our awesome community? It can be as simple as that. If they're getting value, if your existing members are getting value and getting results out of your group, trust me, they're going to want to invite their people. They just sometimes need to be asked. Okay. Number 3 is recognize that Facebook has a search capability. So if your perfect person is looking for a group like yours, what are they going to search for? Make sure those keywords are either in the name of your group or in your about section. And number 4, take the opportunity that I'm telling you, there are so many groups out there that allow for these color block promotional posts, and you just go on a mission to just promote your group. It's a time investment, not a money investment, but it is the number 1 way that I grow my group. Okay, so my call to action for you, other than for signing up for the workshop at the end of the month, is to ask which of these 4 is going to work best for you. And maybe a better question is, which one are you going to do? It's one thing when we sit here and we talk about all these cool ideas and all of the different ways that you can grow your group, but which one will you actually pull the trigger on and actually do? Which one? Put it in the comments. Hold yourself accountable. I can also help hold you accountable, but actually type it in there. I'm going to do number 1. I'm going to do number 2. I'm going to do number 3. I'm going to do number 2 and number 4, whatever it is. Which one are you going to do? Put it out there. Because when you put it out there in writing, it just becomes more real, right? You actually are more likely to do it when you write it down. That's why to-do lists are so powerful, because when you write it down, there's something about writing it down that makes it valuable. Now, I know I'm asking you to type it, but I would encourage you to get a Post-it note and write it down as well. Okay, Patty says, yeah, set up a group first. Yes, that would be important. Yes, for sure. Now, technically, you could promote an event that you're doing on your personal page and get people to come and join you. So you could still promote in other groups. You're just sending them to your page or to your profile. So you could still apply that, Patty. You could. Okay, so here what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all 4. I love it. Sherry's doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Love it. All but 3 and 4 for sure. Yeah, 3 is an easy one, right? All you have to do for 3 is go and look at your about and just make sure your keywords are in there. It's like one and done, then you don't think about it. I will tell you, number 3 is a long game, right? It takes a little bit to get rolling. It's not like you're going to put a keyword in there and tomorrow you're going to have 3,000 people join your group, but it does happen over time. There are weeks where I do absolutely nothing. I don't promote anything, and I will still have people who will join. And they're not even friends of people in my group, so they just randomly found me. How do you think they found me? Oftentimes it's Facebook search or Facebook recommends, which is the whole other thing. I'm not even going to get into it because that just gets complicated. Okay. Stephanie says number 4. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's my favorite. I'm going to do all 4, but I'm going to concentrate on one at a time. Yes. Yes. Okay. I don't know who this person is, so I'm sorry. Concentrate on one at a time, maybe one a day. Okay. Here's the thing I will tell you though. When you do number 4, there's like this momentum that happens when you do it consistently over time. So if you're going to do number 4, get consistent with it. What I would tell you to do is spend 2 minutes every day doing it. 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes every day. You can fit 2 minutes in there. And it doesn't even have to be every day, 3 days a week. But be consistent with that one for sure. Okay. The other ones, inviting friends, I kind of do that one just when it happens. So if I post something on my personal profile and somebody comments and we start a dialogue, then I invite them. So it's not like an everyday thing. It's just, I'm just aware when it happens to invite them. The encouraging people in my group, I try to do a post once a month. That encourages people. So that doesn't necessarily be an everyday thing. I think let me ask you all this, those of you that are in my group, if every day I was saying, hey, invite your friend, invite your friend, invite your friend, it might get to be too much. So both of those are kind of like as needed when it happens. So really the one that you could do consistently would be number 4. Okay. Patty's going to do all 4 after are you going to create a group? Are you going to do a group, Patty? I'll join. Tammy's going to do number 4 for sure. Patty says, I have 2 minutes to do this. Yes, it doesn't take that much time. All right. Another create a group. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I want to call this one out though. So oftentimes what happens when you set up a group is there's a button that says you want to invite your friends. And so what happens is we go, yeah, I want to invite my friends. And so we click that button and then it invites all your friends. You may have people on your friends list that are not your perfect people. So I would caution you from hitting this button, because if your friends are your high school best friend, your roommate from college, and they're not your perfect people, now you got people in your group that aren't your perfect people. They're not going to engage on your content. And now you're creating a mess. You're going to end up with a group that has a bunch of people in it maybe, and nobody engages. So you got to make sure. So just be careful. Be careful with the whole inviting everybody and be more strategic about it, right? Go through your friends list and actually invite the ones that are your perfect people or that will engage. Those are the ones that you want to invite out of the gate. Okay. Laurel says, yeah, I have people who I can invite to the group in my friend request, and I do like 5 or 10 a day. There you go. And Patty is going to start a group. Oh boy, I'm excited. All right. We went over 30 minutes. I try to keep these under 30 minutes, but this one I got a little carried away because it's so exciting and so much fun. All right. You know your homework. You know your call to action. Last chance for questions. The reason I'm going to pause here for questions is because I can't comment right now. So I don't want to miss any questions if anybody's got them. All right. Here's what I want to say kind of in closing. If you want a steady stream of people coming into your group, whatever that number is, right? Is it 5 people a week, 10 people a week, 20 people a week, 2 people a week, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. You need a strategy. You might need multiple strategies to make it happen. And while there are all sorts of free ways you can do that, we talked about 4 of them today. The cost is it does take you time. Can you pay for ads to bring people into your Facebook group? You can. But that's money to bring people into a free group. That's a whole different discussion, but you don't have to spend money. You can do it organically. Organically is just another word for free. You grow organically, in other words, without having ads. It does take time and energy. Okay. The time, I think we've talked about. The time has been 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, whatever you want to do. Once a month, you're going to do this, or as people are commenting on your personal profile, you're going to invite them in. That all takes time to do, right? But now you're aware of it, and now you know to do these things. There's also an energy cost. What do I mean by that? I will tell you that when I am promoting my group for my challenges, after a few days, I'm starting to feel like I'm just promoting so much that it starts to be not an energy suck. Because what I have learned from some of you amazing people that are energy healers is that you That's actually a misnomer. Your energy cannot be sucked away. It feels like that, right? But we're letting it drain us. The activity might be draining. Okay. So, what I would encourage you to do is just be careful with this one and recognize that your batteries have to be recharged and to try and make it fun so that it doesn't feel like it's draining. Okay. But all of this is possible. You can absolutely grow your group for free just using the strategies. Okay. All you got to do is commit to doing it consistently. But you got this. If I can help, let me know. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your week.